Hello guys and welcome here to the Lyft National Series. This is race number 25A. That's right, there's two races here at the Indianapolis road course, and today we kick it all off with the top 19 in the standings here at the famed Indianapolis road course. Good morning everyone, I'm Brian James here in the booth with you today. Starting on the pole will be Dustin Davis in that number 20, and to his outside will be that number 99, Befode Sacco. So of course, before we get going, I want to stress again the guys that are in this race. So Befode Sacco is, the one race contract drivers, of course you will see an R next to their name, but let's run through the three of them that make up part of the field in this race. Karen James in the number 05. Of course, she drives the 05 truck in the Hitachi Truck Series. She's getting her first go at Lyft National Series racing. Maybe a sign of things to come. You never know. Nikolai Sykes, he's driving the number 17 Ford for Rick Ware Racing. Of course, a Cup team. They wanted to get their go at it on the famed Indianapolis road course. And they should be starting toward the front, so always a good sign. And it looks like all of our one race contract drivers are starting in the same general vicinity. I'm seeing if there's any more. And then the last one, of course, is Bradley Riemann. We welcome him. I don't believe he's ever made a start in any of our series. So welcome, Bradley. Hope you enjoy this race today, and hopefully we'll see you back here in the near future. Of course, welcome back to Nikolai Sykes as well. He ran, I believe, last season in the Carvana Wildcard Series. So some familiar faces and some new faces here. And of course, we thank all of our one race contract drivers for taking part in the festivities here today. Let's get going now, but before we do, let's take a look at your playoff scenario. And of course, I want to apologize because the last one I did was not properly edited and it wasn't properly put together. So this is the correct one. We are not going to show another one in race B, but this is how it stacks up entering today. Of course, Tyler Faden, he holds a very slim lead in the points. It's very unlikely he could lose the lead, but you never know. It's a 10-lap race. These guys did run here in Carvana last season. It wasn't much passing, but we'll see what happens in this race as we get going from the Indianapolis road course. Let's take a look, or let's roll your intro, and then we'll be back and take a look at your starting lineup here in just a moment.
You are watching the Gaming Collaboration Network, home of the Jello Cup Series.
Oh, and through turns 3 and 4, we're going to have ourselves another photo finish, and I believe this time the 43 Tim Randolph will win at Daytona.
The Lyft National Series. Here we go. They make their way through turn 3 and 4. The pace car will peel off. And for the first time ever, the Lyft National Series is green here at Daytona. The Hitachi Truck Series. And here we go. The pace truck is gonna peel off. And for the first time ever in GCN history, we have a truck series, and we are underway under the lights here at Daytona in Tuesday night heat. Start for us. Your GCN presentation starts right now.
And here we go. They're in the infield. Let's take a look at your starting lap on the left-hand side of your screen. Of course, this is the second to last race weekend for these Lyft National drivers trying to make the playoffs. So I guess my biggest question here as we go through some of the final corners, of course, the big question will be for those one race contract drivers. Of course, Bradley Ream, his teammate Casey Horton for the race. That's his teammate for this race. You know, Karen James with Dave James and Austin Shawn here. Is there team orders that get played out? Is going to be the big question. Of course, Nikolai Sykes running his own race, essentially. He's the only Rick Ware Racing Ford in the field. But again, something to monitor as we go through Race A and Race B here at the Indianapolis road course. As the pace car peels off, the leaders are coming back up onto the main straight. And the green flag is out. We're underway at the Indianapolis road course. See, they've kind of spread out a little bit. Most of the passing might be done early. You see some cars pulling out wide here. It looks like they're going to make the first corner just fine. There goes the 20. He'll take the race lead. Keep in mind, Dustin Davis is in a fight for that top seed. As you look on back, they make it through cleanly. But once again, Dustin Davis, he is fighting for that #1 seed in this series and a win here. Of course, it's not double points like the races tomorrow, but it would certainly help him out nonetheless. Keep in mind the Cup Series and the Truck Series are running here tomorrow. They're going to reconfigure the track tonight, and the Cup Series and Trucks will go on the oval tomorrow for their races here at the Brickyard. So some exciting times. But of course, the task at hand right now is the Lyft National Series. And of course, this is the second to last race of the regular season. As you see, Dustin Davis, he gets out to a very sizable advantage with 9 laps of racing to go. He's got a 2.5 second lead over Bafode Sacco in the number 99. And we can't stress enough the need to capitalize in this race, because next race at Rockingham, which is the regular season finale, yeah, that's a race you need to be in the picture because it's a double points race there. As you look on back, that 17 is starting to come into the picture, by the way. That is Nikolai Sykes again, a one-off driver, and he's looking to make his mark. And right now, all the one-race contract drivers running in the top 10. Of course, Bradley Ream was in 6th. He falls to 7th behind Alexander Rowe. Nothing like racing around the defending Cup champ to gain some experience if you're Bradley Ream. So always some positives, I guess, you could take out of that. But now he's under pressure from the 05 of Karen James, who is again making her debut here. You see the lead is expanded to 3.1. Boy, it'd be something if Bradley Ream could somehow get into this race. You know, get into the race for the win, rather. Because, of course, this is Penske's backyard. Penske Entertainment owns the racetrack here at Indianapolis now. So, of course, they will want to have a very good showing here at the Brickyard. His teammate, again, Bradley Ream's teammate for the race, is Casey Horton. Not a good day going for him in that number 22. That's always unfortunate. But meanwhile, Dustin Davis is kind of just running away with this thing, and it's kind of looking like Eldora, where it's just one guy taking control of the race. Up onto the banking and back down into the infield once again. You can tell just how much of an advantage that clean air is. Now the lead shrunk a little bit. Keep in mind, these guys are going to want to close just a little bit as you see a battle for second. That's Max Anderson and Bafode Sacco. Doesn't look like anything's going to materialize out of that, but here comes that 17 of Nikolai Sykes, and again, this bears some watching. Boy, what if a one-race contract driver pulls off a win here, because of course they are not in the playoff hunt. It does nothing for them, but surely it'll put them on some radars for next season. Of course, we do hope that all five of our one-race contract drivers that are here, of course, you'll see Daniel Bouchard and I believe Ben Crouch in the next race. You saw there a battle for fifth. The defending champ and the defending regular season cup champ, or the outgoing defending regular season champ in the cup, Dylan Young. And Dylan Young's going to have some concerns entering tomorrow's cup race. Of course, he is vulnerable. He could fall outside the top 30. So that'll bear some watching. See the lead kind of grow that time for Dustin Davis. But you see second, third, and fourth really running close to each other. This may be the best run Rick Ware Racing has had all year, running in fourth. I mean, looking at their cup success this year, there's not much to talk about. But again, these guys will go to Rockingham next, then they'll open up the playoffs at Bristol. Yeah, so again, they'll go to Bristol, they'll go to Chicagoland and the Charlotte Roval. That'll be the round of 12. But of course, first is Rockingham, and that is a double points race, as mentioned. And here comes the 20 to the pit lane, and he's got some company. And none of these one-race contract drivers staying out. Really nobody, actually, staying out, which is kind of shocking. Because you'd think some strategy would get played here. But everybody onto the pit lane here on lap number 6 now. Again, thought we'd see some strategy. That wasn't the case. And this is where most of the passing may happen, is you see the 20 gets out in front. Keep in mind that green cone. Now normally the pit lane starts right at that wall on the oval. Keep in mind they have till the green, or they have at the green cone they can start speeding up. So it's a little different here with the road course. and really no changes. But Bradley Ream is headed in the wrong direction. Either way, it's a good start for the rookie. And again, keep in mind, your one race contract drivers are indicated by an R next to their names because this is Season 1 of the Lyft National Series. We do not have any rookies in the field, but those guys likely would be rookie candidates next year if they run in this series. And again, so this road course, by the way, it is run, as you see by some of the logos, it is run by the NTT IndyCar Series. Of course, this track, or this road course, held a double day with the NASCAR Xfinity Series. They ran the GMR Indy Grand Prix first, then they ran the Pennzoil 150, and next season, the NASCAR Cup Series will be running here at the Brickyard Road Course, and of course that will be a triple header on the road course, as the NASCAR Xfinity and NTT IndyCar Series will all be on the same track on the same weekend. So we can't wait to see that. If you're a racing fan, this is probably the biggest race weekend of the season, or one of the biggest. Of course, you know, the downside is no Brickyard 400, but hey, should be a great race nonetheless. As you see, Alex Tanker in that 12 of Bradley Ream battling it out. And it looks like Alex Tanker might take the position away. And again, Bradley Ream just headed in the wrong direction. He lost 8th. He's in 9th right now, trying to hang on to that. So must not have some good speed yet in that number 12. And keep in mind, he almost signed a deal with Stewart Haas Racing to run that 14 here. He felt that Team Penske was his best chance, and that's why he's here driving the number 12. Of course, we're coming to 3 laps to go this time. You see that 99 is getting just slightly closer into the picture. And the lead's going to shrink to 9/10 this time. A huge lead shrink right there for the 20. And possibly not a fan of the setup is Dustin Davis. Again, keep in mind, he is going to try to lock up the regular season championship for the Cup Series tomorrow. But one thing to note is while he's going to be doing that, he is locked into the playoffs. Okay, he is locked into the playoffs no matter what happens tomorrow in the double points race. The only thing, though, and this is big, he could go from, I believe, the 3rd seed down to the 16th seed if, of course, he loses the points lead tomorrow. So, of course, there's a huge swing that he could take, assuming, you know, he doesn't close out the deal and win the regular season championship. Of course, he'd need a really bad day, and it would require Mohammed Zain Abdullah to capitalize. Of course, we'll discuss that all tomorrow when the Cup Series goes to the Brickyard. And man, that lead is shrinking. 2 laps of racing to go. It's down to 4/10. And guess who else is in the picture? That's the 32 of Max Anderson. This is going to get dicey here in the final few laps. Of course, you see that 99 closes up a lot in the corner. Here he goes. That's Bafode Sacco looking for win number 1 of the season. And he, for the time being, will take the race lead. Will he close the deal? Yes, he will. And Dustin Davis just blew a 2-second lead. Befode Sacco to the lead. But here comes that 17 now. He closed up quite a bit. He's going to have a lot of work to do to try to take the win away from these guys, but nonetheless a great run for Nikolai Sykes, who again is just a one-off driver. You see Dustin Davis is going to try to stay close, but I don't think he's going to be able to. You see the 99 get that launch off the corner. And he's coming to the white flag this time. It's one lap of racing to go, presented by Mitchell's Memes. And Dustin Davis is under pressure right now from that 32. Here goes the 20 looking for the lead. He's not willing to give up the fight for the race win just yet, and he's going to battle to the outside, now to the inside. But Befode Sacco gets that launch on the outside going down the long straight here. And he's going to need that draft as much as he can get out of it. You see he's going to outbrake his rival there. But the 99 beats him back to the gas. This road course not the easiest to pass on. As they'll head up onto the main course real quick. Then back down into the road course. And through the final corners. Doesn't look like there's going to be a challenge. Befode Sacco. In a last-second effort, he'll get the race win here at the Indianapolis road course. And he wins one of the twin 150s. Of course, the second one at 1 o'clock Eastern, so you won't want to miss that. But congratulations to Befode Sacco on his first win of the season. He now complicates the playoff picture, which unfortunately you won't see until Rockingham, just how much he complicated it. Of course, there's a race later. So because of that, we don't have the point standings for you, but we will show you your results. Again, it was Befode Sacco, Dustin Davis, Max Anderson, Nikolai Sykes, a good run for the one-race driver, Dylan Young, Alexander Rowe, Karen James comes home in 7th, then of course Daniel Gittero 8th, Alex Tanker 9th, and Bradley Ream, the other one-race contract driver, rounds out your top 10. As you look on down the list, unfortunately a bad day for Dave James, a not so good day for Tyler Faden. And we'll see where this puts him in regards to the regular season championship, with Daniel Gittero getting a top 10. I want to thank you for watching. For some of you, we will see you back here at 1 o'clock Eastern for the second Pennzoil 150. For others, we probably won't see you until Rockingham. So until the next time, goodbye everyone.